Well, the domestic turmoil continues at AFC Bournemouth. With 3 league games to go, we have dropped to 14th and are not mathematically safe. But today, we've got a Europa League semi-final, and all the pain will go away if we can do something special over the next 2 legs. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 68 of the Head Coach with me, Daniel. We are back today to face Ralph Hasenhüttl's Everton in a Europa League semi-final. We got 2 legs against them in that, then we played them in the league, so 3 of our next 4 fixtures against the same opposition. And as you can see from the Premier League table, or our name up behind my head, we're not in a great position. We're in 14th place, we're dropping very quickly, and it could be one more position by the time the second leg comes around. So if you're looking forward to seeing if we can distract ourselves with good form in the Europa League and making a first European final after reaching the Asian Champions Cup one a few years ago, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. AFC Bournemouth in a pretty decent position. I do feel this will be our last year here. But we've won a Carabao Cup, we've won an FA Cup. Now we chase a Europa League against one of the few sides we have not beaten once in our time at Bournemouth or our time in English football. So let's go and have a look at the schedule quickly to see what's been going on, because we've played 2 games off camera and guess what? We've lost them both. We lost 3-0 at home to Chelsea with a pretty abysmal performance. I brought in Barretto in goal. He was appalling. We also played against Manchester City. We went back to pretty much full strength there because we had 6 days off before it. We had 5 after. I thought we probably need to try and get a result, and we were close. We conceded 2 in a minute after Ferret Aslan had given us the lead. Unfortunately, nil point yet again on this occasion. It does mean that the final 2 games against Everton and Sunderland might end up having a bit of pressure on them, but for now we're not worried about that. It is a Europa League semi-final, and it is a chance to make history with this club. I want to go and have a look at their history quickly and just see if they'd been competing before we got here. We won their first FA Cup and their first Carabao Cup, so they've definitely not been that close. I'm just seeing if they've been in finals or anything else. No sign of it. So we have taken this club to new heights. There's no doubt about that. Let's see if we can keep the progression going. You can see that their highest 2 finishes of 9th place have come under our management. We're not going to be getting that this year because even if we win all 3, we're only going to realistically get up to 10th or 11th. But with Erling Haaland still doing his bit, 39 league goals for them. Let's go and get through to the first leg, as it's an all-Italian semi-final and an all-English semi-final. Everton, are they at full strength? Have they got injuries? Not one in the whole squad. Every single player is fit. Every single player bar Branthwaite in completely peak condition. This isn't good, is it? Look at the team they've got as well. There's quality everywhere. They've been able to rest a few, so you can see they rested their striker at the weekend. They're looking after people. They're making it easy. This is going to be really, really difficult. Let's get through the tactical meeting. Hope we get a first leg like we had away at Real Sociedad. I've been recommended to make 4 changes. I think we're as strong as we can possibly be already. It's just which striker we go for. A case of which player we go for on the left-hand side. I'm going to go for Fernandes on the left. I'm going to go with the best player rather than the best form. We're going to get the extras onto the bench because we've got space to do so. From the under 21s or 18s, we should have Stacey. Where are you? Centre midfielder. Is he not there? Thomas Stacey? He's not. So we're going to have to go for an extra striker this time, I think. William Beattie will be the man on the bench. That is our 12 substitutes, but this, more importantly, is our starting 11. We have got Karnazeki in goal, Smith, De Joffrey and Mendes the back 3, Aarons and Doig the wing backs who are brilliant away in Spain, Fernandes and Scott the midfield 2, Fernandes and Aslan out wide, and then Marcos Leonardo through the middle up front. No goals in the last 5 for him. Let's give him a little chat about not scoring recently. To be fair, Lopez in a very similar position, so not much help to us there. Let's go and get into the first leg. The focus is all on the football, and all I want, given our away form in recent times, is to be in the tie in the second leg. I want to come back to Bournemouth with a chance. Don't lose by more than 1. That's all I'm asking for. Keep it tight, keep it tidy, and take advantage of Branthwaite being knackered. We've got most of the lads relaxed or motivated. We've taken a lot of the pressure off here. as we go into a semi-final at a packed-out new Everton stadium, and they've got a very good football team. The likes of David Raya popping in goal. They've got a quality young striker too, but we're on the attack early doors from the right as Max Aarons looks for Ferret Aslan. It's where our first goal came from in Spain. Aslan to the byline. Aarons cuts back. Aslan in, hits the post. Oh, how close can you get? Fernandez goes back to Doig again. And is the chance gone now? Yes, it is. Oh, that was a huge moment. Off the woodwork. It was a post width away. And it was the inside of the post too, as Gedson Fernandez chips over the top towards Leonardo. Doesn't get there. Alex Scott breaks away on the right. Great ball in for Leonardo. And it's going to count. The old goal drought chat worked. It hasn't as much this year. But Alex Scott breaks free. It's great to have him fully fit and up to speed again. And Marcos Leonardo, he's not a frequent goal scorer. And he frequently underperforms. He quite often delivers in the big moment, and having started with that ridiculous Community Shield tackle, he's well and truly made amends this year. Pretty sure he got the winner in the Carabao, didn't he? As Chaibi goes back to Mayman, I've got excited too soon. That shot's just over. We're under pressure again, but crucially, we've got a lead. Well, half an hour gone, I've given the lads a bit of praise because the morale was on the floor yet again. It seems to have kept them going for 10 minutes, but now this game's going very quiet, which I guess at 1-0 to Bournemouth is not a problem for us, as Aarons with a poor throw in, but Aslan makes something of it, then concedes possession as Anana clears it long. Louise flicks it on, but we should have enough back there. The Everton striker quite isolated, as Doig finds Alex Scott, into Facundo Fernandez, good first touch, took it away from the man on a booking. Gedson's got Aslan to his right, you're in, Aslan! David Raya with a save. Aslan's had 2 glorious chances now. And I wonder if we're going to regret them, but I don't know what it is. A bit like the first leg in Spain, we've just turned up for the big occasion. Alex Scott picks it up on the left and he's got a chance to switch it. Mendes goes back to Aarons. Is it going to peter out? Again, yes it is. But for now, 1-0 on the stroke of half time, we would have very much taken that. Lazio have gone ahead at Roma as well. Everton are on the attack and they might get a level up just before the break. Not with Karnazeki here. Great goalkeeping. Tall and commanding at the back post. Dwight McNeil had no chance as Karnazeki drops it. Big kick over the top. Nobody's there. Ben Godfrey will leave it. It's through to Raya. There's going to be one more Everton chance. Godfrey goes forward to Garner. Of course, Godfrey, a man we've managed in a switch save with Luton this year. Mayman at left back. Carries forward. Has support down the line from McNeil, who's done Aarons there. Good recovery challenge, but it falls for Garner. His shot's just over the bar. Half time, we survive at 1-0. It's a very good result, but it could have been more. We've hit the post. We forced a great save from Raya. But we can't be too greedy. We're ahead, and that's all that matters. And going into the home leg, if we've got an advantage against English opposition, I'll feel half confident as Aarons throws into Fernandez. Finds Ferret Aslan. What a start he's had, but not got the finishing touch. And again, David Raya with a great save. Brilliant football from Aslan. 6.3 seems harsh. I know he's missed big chances, but he's turning them inside out. Alex Scott will deliver the corner, and Raya comes and gets it. Not ideal finish to the move that, but so far, we've created great chances. But can we defend the set piece? McNeil into Godfrey. After all the hard work, after all the dominance, it's a free header at the near post from a set piece. God knows what instructions the boys were following. Is that going to be a turning point? Because we've seen this season, particularly in the last 2 or 3 months, our confidence is fragile. Jaibi with a cross block. They're straight on the attack again. McNeil back to Garner. Unmarked. Just wide. And I feel like I've got to do something here because we're getting warnings to close people down. They're starting to get on top. Georgi's got a knock for one day. What is it though? A gashed upper leg. I think I'm going to bring him on. Georgi on for Doig. We're going to take Aslan off for... I'm going to go Jose Lopez, you know. I'm going to put Van der Lack on the other side and we're going to leave it at 3. Give us Lopez on the right. A chance to maybe break free on the counter. Get that aerial threat to hold the ball up. I'm not sure. I'm hoping it will deliver something for us. We're obviously going to get to rotate at the weekend. A draw wouldn't be a bad result here. But from the position we were in, if we throw it away, I'll be gutted. We have got a free kick, though, in a very dangerous position. Will Fernandez pass or will he shoot? Got to look for the cross there, surely. No, he goes alone. And he almost scores it. It's a good save from David Raya. He's running on empty a bit, Gedson here too. We might make subs in a minute. Alex Scott is on corner duty. It's an in-swinger again. To the back post. Schmidt's up. Raya's there again. Will you get it over the goalkeeper? I'm saying back post and you're putting it in the 6-yard box. And to make the other 2 subs, we're going to bring Miley on for Fernandez. Alex Scott will switch roles. And Leonardo will come off for, I'm going to say Siganov, and we will put Lopez up front on his own. 7 minutes to go. I'm going to adjust the corners, and we'll be back in a minute for the conclusion of the game. Well, 4 minutes remaining. Bramthwaite is still going, and he's got a throw on the right to Anana. Back to the edge to Louise. Don't let them score. Bramthwaite to Gray. Too much space. Hits the woodwork. Anana's up. Karnazeki does well. It's getting a little bit squeaky here. I mean, you can see we've had the better chances in the game, but Everton certainly had more of the territory and dominance since the goal. As Adozi's up at the back post. And how we know very well from our other save at Southend United. As we head into 6 minutes of stoppage time, a point or a draw on the road would be a great result. Renan with the cross in though. Bramthwaite back. Karnazeki does well. Now counter. We'll take the draw, but we want to win. Why's Georgi gone so narrow? Get wide and take the ball off him. Big kick out to the left. It's nowhere near anyone. Bramthwaite brings it down for Godfrey. We're not helping ourselves with the way we're playing out. We're ignoring a lot of our regular instructions as Raya goes out to Renan at left back. Has support down the line from Adozi. Aarons nicks it. Oh, this would be incredible. Go on, Max Aarons. Charges down the right. Inside is Siganov. The experienced man delivers. Lopez is up. And it's in off the post. Brilliant goal from Lopez. Victor Siganov. Physically, he's got nothing left. But God, he's still got a little trick in there, hasn't he? The technique never goes. Brilliant from Max Aarons yet again. And what a way to finish. Victor Siganov. You absolute legend. Let's get through to the second leg. We're resting everyone against Arsenal. We're in the driving seat. Could it be a final? Our first ever win against Everton there. Now we just need a draw at home. Back in a minute to see if we can get it. And by the looks of it, earn a final against Lazio. Well, here we are then for the moment of truth. The second leg of the Europa League semi-final. How big will that goal be at the end of stoppage time last week? And can we make it to Hampden Park, which will be hosting the final in Scotland? Might give us an advantage over any Italian opposition. Luis Giorgi is fit. He played at the weekend, but it wasn't a great result again. Wilco van der Lack scored to equalise, but Erdegaard's brace and Saliba's goal just meant that they were a little bit too good for us Arsenal. So we are still in 14th place with 2 games to go, but we're officially safe. We officially can't finish lower than 16th. I think by club vision, we probably still meet the objective. No. Disappointed about mid-table in the Premier League. Why is that? The underachievement is compounded by the fact that we look like qualifying for the Champions League earlier in the campaign. You've barely been in Europe before I got here. I've won you an FA Cup, got you in a Europa League semi-final, won the League Cup this season, so you've guaranteed Europe next year already. The state of that board, honestly, you can just be lucky to have me. I'm off in the summer if you don't appreciate it. Bournemouth v Everton, we are 2-1 up on aggregate. Lazio 2-0 up going into the home leg against Roma. We know the quality they've got. We know we're going to change the whole team. Let's see if the assistant has gone for the team that we would pick. Not even close. He loves Chris Mepham, even though he's well over the hill. But the rest of the team going forward is about right. I thought about bringing Van der Lack in because he has been the better form player. But what a substitute to have, eh? We've got 11 subs picked. Siganov is just about okay. Is Stacey back and fit on the bench or not? No, he's not. It's going to be BT again. 12 substitutes picked for the Europa League semi-final. It is exactly the same 11 and bench as last week. So fingers crossed it can deliver at home to Everton. A draw is all we need to make the final at Hampden. Well, 3 changes for Everton from the league. Hasenhüttl will rotate in a bit, but I think this is virtually the side that played last week, isn't it? I'm looking at the names. They're pretty much familiar. Maybe Tamori wasn't in there. I feel like he wasn't, and James Garner started, but otherwise that's pretty much identical. The subs are pretty similar as well. So let's go and tell the lads, what do we want? I'm going to say, do you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to go for point the finger. Do not allow complacency in. We've got you focused. We've got you motivated and inspired. And under the lights on Thursday, where's the Europa League graphics gone? There it is. Just randomly popped up in the centre circle as the boys are walking out. Seems like there was a little bit of a glitch on the first one there, or something I've never noticed before. As 3 minutes in, it's Karnazeki playing out. You can't hear the Europa League music, but I've got it ringing in my ears at the minute. As Gedson picks the ball up from a long goal kick. What's he doing up there? Great run from Gedson. An early goal would soften the touch here. Leonardo turns and scores. Don't know what soften the touch meant, but it will certainly calm the nerves. 3.5 minutes gone. The Europa League music is still playing from the start for me. But we've gone 1-0 up on the night, and Leonardo, fair play, has delivered again. Was just a booted kick downfield. Gedson Fernandes did brilliantly, and Leonardo turns to score. Oh, we're all but there. It's turning into a dream scenario. FA Cup last season, League Cup this year, and a Europa League final. If I put you in a Champions League by winning this, the board should be giving me a payoff, let alone talking about whether they're disappointed or not. Half-time approaching, Everton have shown nothing. We've been very good defensively, but just as I say that, Chaibi breaks away. The man that Mike Phelan tried to get on loan 2 Januaries ago. Is he going to cause problems for us as Godfrey gets it to Gray? Good ball to Louise. He skinned the defender. Oh, that's unfortunate. Schmidt made a great tackle, but it fell straight to the feet of Chaibi. It doesn't matter when Karnazeki's in goal. Brilliant save from him. It's behind for a corner kick. Into the front post. It's happened again. Front post corner. Jarrod Branthwaite scores. Why have we suddenly decided we can't defend set pieces? We've got the 3rd best record in the Premier League from them, despite the fact we're near the bottom. And now we're just completely disintegrating from set pieces in the semi-final of the Europa League. It really is frustrating, this, because we know that we're capable. We're doing really well. We've got to make sure we're still in the lead at the end. But after our home form was the dominant force for so much of the season, it's that that's letting us down now. It almost did in a quarter-final, not from a set piece again. What is going on at the near post, man? I'm going to have to go and do something about it in a minute. Karnazeki is going to take a goal kick as long as you want, mate. Over the top towards Leonardo. How about you just calm the nerves again for us? Not looking likely. Branthwaite to Anana, Mayman to Gray, and now we've given them hope. That's the problem. It was so comfortable prior to that point, as the Joffrey does really well. Gedson finds Aslan, good run, but in the end into a blind alley. And Georgie Louise picks it up front, finds McNeil for Everton, who goes back to Tamori, and now Godfrey. Gray picks it up for Chaibi, through to Louise. It's just wide of the post. It's getting very nervy. 1-1 on the night, 3-2 on aggregate. Lazio are having a much more comfortable passage. They're 3-0 on aggregate. As we put an early cross in, Leonardo up, away as far as Gedson Fernandes on the volley. Anana off for Ghana as Everton almost fell away there. There's half an hour to go. I'm keeping a close eye on the fitness. I am going to make the first change though. Wilco van der Lack will replace Fernandes, who, I don't know this last half a season, just has completely fallen off a cliff after a brilliant start. But we've got to throw on the left with Josh Doig. A goal here and we can settle down again. We've given it away. It's cleared as far as Schmidt. Can he make something happen? To Josh Doig and Van der Lack. Leonardo, was he onside? Doesn't matter. Raya saved it anyway, tipped it wide, and the flag does eventually go up as Everton have a free kick in our half. Renan is on the left-hand side again. Chance to carry it forward, goes back to Tamori instead. He plays into Branthwaite. The wing-backs have been poor, but I don't want to take them off, though Chaibi's in. It's all going wrong. The home leg is costing us again. I don't know where it's come from. We're going to berate the boys because they've been absolutely shocking tonight. And the home form that have been so reliable for a year and a half. What a time to dry up. I don't know that the bench makes us stronger, but eventually we've got to gamble here. There's 8 minutes to go. When you're in need, you've got to call the big guns. Lopez is nervous, but he's going to come on. Doig's going to be replaced by Georgi. Alex Scott has not had a great game. I'm going to bring on Lewis Miley for him. And it leaves us one more sub late on. I might do the same and throw Siganov on because Leonardo's struggling a bit. Gedson's on a yellow. It could go wrong here, but it's Everton on the attack. And at the moment, you'd almost take extra time the way it's going. Renan with the throw on the left-hand side. Finds McNeil, who's got the chance to cross. Chaibi in, back to McNeil. Chaibi again, this is danger. It's a really good block by the Joffrey. We just do not look like we can hold on. Everton have turned a screw, and we're not capable of matching it at the minute. What happened to this Bournemouth team that just defended so well all the time? It's a McNeil corner at the near post. We all know what's going to happen, don't we? Into the front stick, free header off the line. Jesus Christ, I've put an extra man in there and it's still not working. How many players want to be flat-footed at once? We've survived that. There's 5 more minutes added. Leonardo is knackered. Going to do the same as the last game. Siganov is on. He's nervous, but he's the most experienced player here. I'm just going to say, I want you to make an impact. He looks happy. Can you do what you did in the first leg? Because we need you, pal. He's also one of the best penalty takers at the club, which we've got to consider if we end up going through these 30. I'm not happy with the performance. It's been poor. What do we do now? I feel like Max Aaron's probably has to come off. Maybe Ollie Byrne goes on there at right back. It's about the only place we've got fresh legs without completely demoralising the quality. We've not got a box-to-box player to replace Fernandes. But Everton have dominated this leg. They deserve to win the tie based on that. We were lucky to nick the winner in the first leg, which has allowed us to extra time here. But there's no sign at the minute, though. Here's Victor Siganov. Everton in a deep defensive block. We're not going to break through that very easily. The Joffrey goes back to Mendes as we start again. Can we at least exact a bit of control on this game? Mendes finds Siganov. Good through ball. Lopez runs. The right back's played him on. Lopez scores off the bar. Where on earth has that come from? Lopez hasn't scored in ages. And to be fair, we haven't looked like having a shot for ages. But he runs in behind. The right back was about 10 yards behind the defensive line. And at half-time in extra time, we're ahead again. God, it's going to ruin the weekend game in the league against this Everton team, isn't it? Can we hold on? We'll get the time wasting soon, but let's not get too excited yet. We've thrown it away once already as Branthwaite finds Ederson. Out to the right-hand side for a dozy. He goes down the line. Cuts inside. Byrne does really well. Mendes back to his goalkeeper. Karnazeki, boot it as far as you can. Georgi can't get there. Van der Lack can't either. And Roberts is breaking down the right. Chips over towards Louise. They've gone 2 up front. Adozi's in. The flag goes up and we will wait nervously for VAR. There's no VAR. What's gone on there? It's the semi-final of the Europa. We had it in the group stages. We must have it here. We're in the 120th minute. I think you can forgive me for doing it this time. We're going to the traditional 5-4-1. We're going to try and see this out. We're going to have 2 wingers on support. We have Fernandes, centre mid on defend. We're going to have full-backs on defend. Forget wing-backs here. This is about clinging on for dear life. 5-4-1, Lopez up on his own. No overlaps. Not much width. Not much tempo. Set pieces. Time wasting. Be more disciplined off the ball. Don't counter. Slow the pace down. And drop off more when you've got it. We're also going to change the set pieces so that we take them all short, which I won't bore you with, but we'll be back in a moment with 1 minute plus stoppage time to go. And despite trying our best to throw it away, we might be a minute away from a Europa League final. Here we go. 1 added on. I think we're going to do it. 2-2 on the night after extra time. Bournemouth are in the Europa League final. Bit worried about that team talk. That's how you handle a 2-legged tie. I don't think we could have handled it much worse. But I'm so proud of the team. I presume it's Lazio we'll be facing. They win 3-0 on aggregate. We're playing them at Hampden Park. And what a finale to this season and to our time at Bournemouth. Lazio are 5th in Serie A. 1 point ahead of Roma, who they beat in the semis. We'll look at all their star players and everything going into the next episode, because Wednesday the 21st of May, the final game of the season, is Lazio in a Europa League final. And after winning the FA Cup last year, the League Cup this year, we could win a third trophy. We've fallen in the Asian Champions Cup final already. Can we win one in European competition? It will almost certainly be our final game at Bournemouth because the board are unhappy with me for letting the league form slide. But I'm sure in real life they'd appreciate this situation. Lazio, the bigger team, the bigger reputation, the bigger European history. But we'll be back next time to see if that matters and see if we can wrap up a third trophy in this save. If you enjoyed this one, please do put a thumbs up on it. The league form continues to suffer. We have now lost 5 in a row in the Premier League and only scored 2 goals in that time. But somehow, despite that second leg performance, we're in the Europa League final. If you want to stay up to date and find out how it goes, we'll be back in a couple of days' time for it, so subscribe and turn that notification bell on. In the meantime, we will be back tomorrow with our Southend United save. You can find that playlist in the eye above, as well as our specials, the Twitch channel and the football podcast too. But thank you very much for watching. Thank you to HelloFresh UK for their support as well. You can find a link for massive discounts in the description below. But I'll see you back here in a couple of days' time. The suit and tie is out. The Europa League final is here. And despite the board being unhappy with us, we might be finishing with a miracle.